So I'm Paul Dhanuka. I have lived in this community for nearly 2 decades, along with my wife, who is also a doctor. And our three children have gone to the local university preparatory schools, and they're all adults now. And we have two dogs. We have been part of this community for nearly 2 years. I'm currently a medical director of Redding Endoscopy Center, as well as a Mercy Endoscopy Center, and I'm also a president of North Valley Medical Association. That's a local doctors association. I also teach as a faculty at UC Davis Medical School and both the hospitals locally to train the doctors. I also been involved in several community organizations, including Northern United Way,
Yep.
United Way of Northern California, Turtle Bay, Simpson University, as well as Public Health Advisory Board for the county.
Right. You got your hand in pretty much everything around town. You got a lot that you're doing. So with that being said, why now to run for city council? Why is it a good fit for you to run?
As you know, Sam, our city is facing a lot of tough challenges: homelessness, healthcare shortage, doctor shortage, shortage of good paying jobs, high cost of living, law and order. All these things need a cohesive response. However, lately we have been kind of not being united in a purpose. That's what we need. I'm sure if we work together, we can absolutely find solution to these challenges. This is what I do as a doctor. I bring the people together. I've done this for decades, and this is what I want to do for our city.
What would you, and you just listed a couple, but what would you consider to be the biggest issue, biggest negative facing Reading right now, the biggest one?
As I mentioned, the biggest one is we are not united. That's everything stems from that. Going to the next ones, one of the big issues we have right now is a shortage of the doctors and the healthcare workers.
Right.
We have thousands of children and many more senior people who have to leave the community and drive 4 hours or more to San Francisco, Stanford, UC Davis. It's extremely difficult for them, and that's one thing which we need to solve. However, we also need other healthcare professionals: nurses, physical therapists, respiratory therapists, x-ray techs. And I would like to improve the healthcare access in our community. That will require cutting the red tape, but also increasing the training in our own area. One of the things over years I would like to see is maybe bring a health sciences school here, which trains not just the doctors but all these healthcare professions, and that's quite doable. We have a city in New York, Albany, Syracuse, in Illinois, Springfield. They're similar sized cities, and they have the medical schools. We can do that too. That would be one thing which is close to my profession. Of course, there are so many other issues which we need to deal with: homelessness, mental health, law and order.
Let me ask you real quick. This wasn't one of my pre-planned questions, but because
Sure.
you've mentioned it,
Sure.
why is it, in your opinion, as a medical professional, one with ties in this community, why is it that we struggle to keep people here? Why are we struggling to fill these roles, needed professions around our community? What would you say that the reason is?
There are multiple reasons.
Okay.
It's such a beautiful area. We have lived here for nearly 2 decades and we love it. But we don't have our own training programs. That's part of the problem. Part of the problem is the inflation has increased the cost, and red tape has increased for the healthcare. That is part of the problem. We need to reverse those things.
What is the biggest positive Reading is seeing right now from your eyes? What's the thing we have going for us most right now?
So, apart from the natural beauty and the resources that we have, water, beautiful land, nature, our biggest resource is our kind community. People here are kind, they're generous. When car fire happened, my family had to evacuate. And who helped us? Somebody invited us in their home when we could not find a place to live. So that's our biggest asset. That is the beauty of our community, which you will not find in a big city.
How do you feel like you get along and adjust? Because this is your first venture into politics, if I'm not mistaken.
So I have worked, I believe in civic engagement. I have worked with people from different sides of spectrum, you can call it,
Mm-hmm.
for nearly 2 decades. I have helped different candidates. I have worked with different people who sometime may or may not get along with each other. But I'm very used to that. This is what I do as a physician as well as an entrepreneur. I bring the people together. So I can work with them, and the reason I can do that is because I can make them see the mutual benefit. So I can be fair, I can be reasonable, and I can make them see the benefit of working together, and make them see that we working together can do something bigger than what we can do alone.
So if you were to get a seat on council, how do you think you could go with that flow, right? The momentum's going that way, progress is in motion with younger people and different things happening. How do you think you'd fit with that and pushing that forward further?
So the beauty is in the youth, and the life is in the youth. So we need the new life, and we that's extremely important for us to uh, improve and attract the new people, not just the people who grow up here. They can go out. I always advise them, learn to fly out, but then come back home. So we need to attract them back home. We also need to attract the young people from other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and other parts of the state. We want to attract them. And that's why if we have more training programs for vocational trainings, trade schools, I mentioned healthcare sector, but the same goes true about different other vocations. If we improve those opportunities, young people will come, and then they will stay here, and then they will attract more people here. That's the key to success for us. We have gone through, as you already mentioned, we have gone through a lot of hyper polarized politics lately. I'm hoping the county elections are over. We will come together and heal and work together in united fashion to not just solve our challenges, but also to grow our community. Because this is very near and dear to me. This community has been very nice to me, very kind to me. It's my time to give back.
And why city council?
Well, part of the reason is that city council is the ultimate local control. And if we run that well, then we can go to the state and other people also to get help from them, to get resources from them. And this is where we can be most effective. I do want to add one thing which is also
Please.
very close to my heart, is touching on the problem of homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
The key to solve that, and that is also in some way combined with the law and order issues and the lifestyle quality of life issues. The key to solve that is mental health. We have a huge shortage in that. What we need is an inpatient mental health facility. I was once talking with the former captain Bill Schuler on the radio, when he was on the radio and I called in. He mentioned that we should have a minimum security facility for those who are chronic offenders but also have mental health issues. So I see this as kind of a continuum, that we have an inpatient health facility, we have minimum security for chronic offenders. That will solve a lot of our issues. That will also reduce the burden on the jail spaces, which we need for some more dangerous criminals. But of course, just building a building is not enough. We also need to attract and train more psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, and that whole thing needs to be done together for our community.
Everything ties back together to
Yes.
unity.
Yes. Of course, without that, there is nothing we can do.
Well said.
Together, we can do much, much more.
I think we just got your campaign slogan. Thank you, Doctor. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time. Good
Thank
luck.
you so much.